We're back.
Jesus Christ. All right, kid, go trick-or-treating. Cloud9.
Halloween's in 2 days, Moses.
Listen, Cloud9 is just gonna no subtlety, no strategy, just a flat-out B-rush, and MSL handling it with Magis. They have 2 kills right now. They've slowed this down entirely. And now Rubino's in on the action. Shroud with the win there, and he gets another one. There's some good shots, and he can't convert on the Magis. It's down to nothing. 27 HP, and MSL's not going to let him do a single thing. So good defense on this B bomb site. And I believe we've seen 2 Mirage matches today where the B rushes were successful, so it is good to see Dignitas stop it there.
Dignitas going to be taking control of things early on here, of course, and Cloud9 not even getting close to that one, of course. So in theory, we could expect the buy-up to come in on this next round, but it actually is looking rather light. At the moment, just the Deagle investments across the board for pretty much everyone, actually. So take a look at it there. Stewie, automatic, nothing. Is buying up a P250 and a little bit of utility out of the mix there too, and Shroud going for the Deagle buy as well, so very, very, very light in this second. We'll see how it pans out, as it's pretty much going to be directly over to that A-bomb site.
Yeah, only smoke flash onto nothing, so he's going to be coming up. They want these Deagles to do some work. Magisk has got to be a little bit careful. He's on top of the whatever that's called. I'm losing it. He's right outside of Palace, and he's waiting around the corner. So Shroud and Skiddle here waiting for just a moment. Config and Cajun B here. This is a good read from Dignitas, but Stewie could be the one wrench in the plans, as he's going to be able to come up connector, and he's not been spotted yet. There's one shot. Now they know he's there. Automatic's falling, and Stewie can do nothing. The aim punch is a little bit too powerful. So Skiddle and Shroud held off by a smoke, so that's a good delay tactic from Dignitas.
Magic's boy going to be wrapping around, and look at that aggression, just instantly shuts down the bomb. Nothing. Skadoodle tries to push himself out onto the platform there, and gets instantly wrecked by Config. And for Shroud Ronald, there's not really a whole lot that he can do here. He's going to just have to sit back and hope that someone comes in his direction, but more than likely that's not going to happen, and this is very obviously going to be an easy second round for the Dignitas team.
Yeah, and this is a phenomenal start, because we saw how effective Cloud9's force buys or pistol buys were in the previous match against NIP, winning about 3 of them. So here Dignitas at least starts out not losing a single member, no economic damage taken. So really, really nice, clean start from Dignitas in these first 2 rounds. And this time Cloud9, there's not really anything they can do. They don't want to invest too much. Skidoodle has 3,400 right now, so he's going to have the AWP in the next round. So it's pretty much save up and have something strong. But look at this, 4 smokes, 2 flashes. I think just 2 upgraded pistols, no armor. They just want to get the bomb planted. So that's the big goal here, that $800. And if they can do it, that would be monstrous effort from them. And actually, there's an opportunity, because it's only Magis holding the site, and I mean that's a formidable single opponent to have to go through, but still a little bit of a light defense here for Dignitas.
And Magic's boy is going to be first up to bat yet again now as they all start to push him, but he'll have support from his teammates pretty quickly here too. Cajun already trying to watch out for some of it. Members of Cloud9's been tagged pretty heavily there, and down they go. Config and Magic's boy just ripping him to shreds at this point. Skadoodle chopping in with at least 1 kill, and Shroud is hunting for 1 too. He actually edges off the headshot, and they managed to plant the bomb, so it's all not lost in this round. They accomplished quite a bit there. I mean, 2 frags and the extra money from the bomb plant.
Yeah, they accomplished everything they wanted to, which was that bomb plant, like we've said. 2 kills is a little bit of icing on the cake, but still not a huge deal in terms of the grand scheme of the economy of Dignitas. So here comes the first gun round. Cloud9 going to try and get on the board, but enough money has been built up for Dignitas. They have just a couple of rebuys, but they're still going to have a pretty strong economy, all things considered, keeping the UMP on MSL, the 2 FAMAS on Rubino and Magisk. So they've got players. I mean, Rubino has 7,100 right now, MSL is 5,200, and Magisk has 4,100. So no matter what happens, the next round there's going to be a decently strong buy out of Dignitas.
Now we are going to see Rubino again winning himself out towards mid to see if we can grab him from C9 back beyond the smoke over here, but it's not going to be the case. KGB also starting to sneak out a little bit too, but nothing to be seen here. There's actually quite a large presence from Cloud9, but they haven't really moved in. But in a moment, of course, they'll still be going for this control. Stewie's pushed into the apartments, but we also do have Shroud, I believe, back down over here. Yep, in the underpass, waiting to get his chance to move in with these guys and get the control, which they can use to get really on either side here.
This is a good defense. Stewie finds that opening kill. That's on MSL. It's going to force Cajun back from Catwalk. It's going to alleviate some of the pressure. There's Shroud with a good find. He is traded off, but he's done his job. Cajun's got a lot of work to do. Automatic nothing. Skidoodle streaming up Catwalk, and he's out in the open. He's caught. Rubino's going to be rotating, but it's not going to be quick enough. And he's only got a FAMAS to boot anyway, so this is going to be a round for C9, especially there's the exclamation point. Skidoodle dropping Magisk. And Rubino's the last one left. Good round from C9. The opening from Stewie really opens up that B bomb site. So, I mean, that was actually an interesting round. I wanted to comment before the action started, didn't get a chance, but watch here. Are they going to check this out? There's a good kill. Can Rubino get anything else done? Dropping that flashbang. Just going to try and save this AK-47. So an upgrade from the Formless. He's got nothing coming behind him. But that was a change up in the defense from Dignitas. When we saw them play FaZe on this just yesterday, it was much more that they gave up mid control pretty much for free the majority of the time. You know, we'd commented so many times that there was just a lot of respect being given, and FaZe could do pretty much whatever they want with that mid control. This time we see 3 players aggressively defending it. Now they do get picked off, they do get killed, but at least we're seeing a change in the philosophy of this defense.
Looks like Rubino remains safe, so he is able to scavenge that AK into the next round, of course. But now we are going to have to see what else the Dignitas guys can bring to the table. And thankfully, it's quite a bit. Their next investment is not a problem at all. Cloud9, of course, back onto the buys themselves. And they will be looking just as strong as they try to round this comeback and immediately tie it up so that they can take the lead away. Try to steal Mirage, who... Again, this has been an interesting tale over the past couple of months, too, with Cloud9. Just when you look at this map in general, go back to around April of this year and May even, this tended to be a pretty weak map for them, especially when it came to T-sides, but they've had this somewhat dramatic transformation, and it's almost gone in the opposite direction now to be a fairly strong one for them.
Here's that mid control from Cloud9. 5 rifles on the board for Dignitas. No AWP. Shroud close up towards connector. Again, it looks like Cloud9 working this mid control into a catwalk pressure, but Smoke's holding them off for the moment. The big scary part is config and how this smoke is going to affect it when it fades. He's just going to go right through it. That's a pop flash, but it's not that effective. Skittle's brought down to 8. So he's got to be a little bit careful, but he can stay far back with that AWP. He just needs to pass off the bomb so he doesn't risk getting naded on his way into the sights.
Now we are going to see Cloud9 with that control. They need to transition into the line of sights, but they're still spread out across the map. There's going to be the first ticket to it, though. Automatic moving in, takes out Rubino. That's ladder control that they've gained. And again, though, their ticket's open really to either side. And look at what this was Stewie, too, sneaking all the way out. There's no pressure at all. In fact, the closest thing we have to is Magic's Boy that snuck back out over here in a T-ramp. And Stewie suspects this. Doesn't mean he can get the kill, though. Magic's Boy and Cajun are able to hold things back over at the T-ramp and inside of the window room there. So all of a sudden, they put that pressure off of the A side, but Cloud9 are still gunning for it. They've sent another player into the ladder room. Is going to push back in, but Magic's Boy, nicely done. 2 instant frags from him against Shroud and nothing, and it falls to automatic now on the 1v3.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play for Magic's Boy, and Cloud9's got to be used to this. This is what Magic's Boy does. He likes to get aggressive down the ramp and find positioning, and it's a nice shot, but it traded immediately. We have a pause from Cloud9. I'm not sure if it's technical or tactical, but you know, this is something that all teams have to start realizing Magic's Boy is going to do. This is one of his big plays on this map, is getting down onto that ramp on top of that flower point immediately to the right, and you know, catches people off guard. He can get aggressive when he chooses to. He's gaining so much information for his team, letting them focus elsewhere, and Stewie gets caught off guard a little bit by it. So that's something that they're going to have to keep in mind next time they want to come back towards this A bomb site, and it is technical pause, not a tactical pause.
Rip.
So all good things.
All right, guys. So we'll get that fixed, obviously, as soon as we can. But Cloud9 getting upset there after picking up their first round. Certainly not going to be looking good to keep themselves in good terms, of course. And after that one, Money not really looking so great, of course. So with that reset just now coming in,
This is sick from Magic's Boy. This second kill is so wonderful, because you can see he kind of like half peeks, a little bit of a shoulder peek, and then he's finding himself in cover, and he still manages to get the kill. So it's a really low risk fight to take.
very little chance of getting knocked out there with the good angle that's being played. But then obviously automatic placing basically an impossible situation. So good sort of counter maneuver from those guys too. And Magic's Boy, who I believe was the player that moved out on the T-ramp too, wins that battle as Stewie tries to push himself over there and really allow Cloud9 to get full control. But it's that overextension, that overreach that ends up being the doom of them. As unfortunately, instead of letting those players sit in the back there and wait for the retake, they move out and so they weaken themselves. They don't. And I don't even think they end up finding a plant in that one. Nah, they don't even end up getting a plant there. So Cloud9 will find themselves in a bit of an awkward situation as far as their buy is concerned here for the 6th round.
Yep, technical pause resolved. Cajun with the AWP in window room. There's that top mid smoke that's... Oh, wow. Stewie, nice shot from him. Drops Cajun. I believe that had to have been through the smoke, just knowing the angle. So really smart play from him. He gets the opening kill again for Cloud9. And can they capitalize? The last round they got 2 picks, and then they weren't able to convert that into a win. Kind of got peeled apart after that. Config, the next one up, picks up the AWP, and Shroud finds him. So, again, a 5-on-3 advantage. This time, Cloud9 definitely cannot let this one go. And here's the danger. Magic's Boy, again, aggressive on that A ramp, of course, all the way already in T spawn. And the bomb is all alone in B halls. If Magic's Boy goes up into B halls, he could end this pretty much before it begins, but he's got the flank mid, and he's not going to be able to find anything. They're all the way up catwalk. It's all on MSL, who gets 1 kill. Can't get more than that in this flank. It looked promising, but the rest of Dignitas can't delay the hit long enough for it to come to fruition.
And also, too, he has the large chance of getting cut off by Shroud. Is watching for this exact maneuver. Very well played by him. Shuts it down, prevents any further losses on Cloud9's side, and they get through that one really clean, too, knocking out Dignitas, and I think that is going to break them. Yeah, they've got no money left to work with here, so they're going on to the save, and now Cloud9 instantly resuming their chances for a comeback off of that one as we go into an eco for Dignitas. As you see, not much investment on this round.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been a little bit, I mean, they're actually pretty, I mean, knowing that this is going to be a double save, they're actually pretty heavily, I mean, Cajun has decent money, 3,000, so he'll be able to have the AWP in the next one. Imagine at 1,600, but everyone else is pretty much bought out. They're going to get aggressive into Palace. 2 players here for Cloud9. Is the aggression actually going to come in, or are they just going to chill? Magisboy on top of the balcony again. This time it's a little bit more of an aggressive angle. And he's going to walk right into Automatic, who cannot convert the kill. He gets taken out, but there's the trade. Nothing. There's one more underneath. He's got to be careful. Waiting for the rest of his teammates to come up ramp. Shroud got to clear underneath the balcony, and Shroud gets dinked immediately. He's taken out. Is the trade going to come in? Stewie does find one, but Cajun is still alive underneath until finally nothing and Stewie. They secure the site until one more kill for MSL. A nice shot with the dealer.
MSL still hunting as well for the players, putting the bomb on the ground. Shots not hitting when they need to, and at this point, really looking for a nut crouch out from that left side of the boxes here, but it won't be found. And MSL, as he moves forward here, he'll have to watch out for the player on his left. He knows he's there, but he doesn't know exactly where he's positioned, whether it's in Sandwich or up on Tetris. Spots it, but it's a little bit too late, and nothing is going to be able to shut things down from inside of that position there. Cloud9 shutting down another round. Of course, still not back into this one just yet, as Dignitas have a decision to make in front of them as to whether they go for it here, but I don't imagine they're going to be doing so. Just half buys, and just why I think investing a little bit more as he can afford it at this point.
Yeah, him and Cajun had a little bit more money than everyone else, so he picks up the UMP, which can also get him some bonus money, and then Cajun, he's 5-7 in armor just to see if there's anything that can come from this. Rubino gets tagged up, I believe that was from Skadoodle at top mid, and it was. This time Cloud9. 3 players going to come out Palace. Magisboy again pushing A ramp. This is so many rounds he's done it, and again he catches him off guard, but the rest of the kills coming in for Cloud9. Stewie, nice adjustment. That's sick. He was about to fall there, just one more second, and he would have been a goner. But again, Magisboy pushing down A ramp finds more success.
MSL sneaking out here to see if he can find any additional players, really just to pick off. There's not anything to be lost, obviously, by going down, so he'll make the attempt. A valiant one it shall be, but he'll go down pretty quickly there. Automatic finding the final kill, and Cloud9 is walking over that round. Stewie and Automatic picking up the kills once again, but now the investment comes back in. Interestingly, though, there's no op in play for Dignitas. Their money, as we saw just based on those last 2 rounds, is in a really delicate spot right now, so they're only going to be able to afford the rifles this time.
Yeah, no AWP, that's going to be tough. And only 1 kit as well, which, I mean, with Mirage, some of the strategy you can employ on the defensive side, the retakes are very popular and very useful at times, depending on the situation. So with only 1 kit, you have to be careful about committing to a retake tactic. This time, Cloud9, Stewie, I mean, they're really employing this 4-1, pretty much a high-density attack in 1 location and just 1 lurker. Stewie's going to be aggressive up mid, and it's going to be 4 Cloud9 members coming through Palace, and you've got to be cautious. 1 to the right. Are they going to check an MSL? He gets the first kill. Continues to spray, hoping for more, and he does. He gets it. Almost a third, but can't find that. Stewie up catwalk, though. He helps open things up. Config's already here. This is the next danger, and he falls as well. Stewie continuing the pressure, but the remaining 2 members are here already.
Cajun B just been hit by one of the op shots coming out from Skadoodle there too. And with MSL lost there, ran out of ammo completely, so wasn't able to hold inside of the apartments any longer. Now Cloud9, they'll get full control, and Dignitas, they won't be able to recontest the bomb sites. They're falling back, but at the same time, Stewie's aware of this. He snuck back over here inside of the connector now. He's going to try to challenge it, but Magisboy holding back here. The timing on his peek is perfect. As soon as Stewie fires up a volley, he knows exactly where he's positioned, so it's a free peek, a free kill. They knock in another one for the Cloud9 roster, although it's going to be a round for this T side here. The 2 is still up and running for Dignitas. Will most definitely be able to save these rifles.
Huge impact for Stewie in that round with those 2 kills. And also, I like the decision a lot for him to chase. Keep going for more. I mean, they got to know that the Dignitas economy is so incredibly low. Any guns they can take away at the end there would have been huge. And you can't hunt with the AWP on Skadoodle. You want him to have that weapon, and you don't want to give it away. And Shroud had 10 HP, so Stewie is the only one who could really go chasing. Unfortunately, he doesn't find anything. And it's a tactical, not a technical pause that's coming out now. For Dignitas, as they find themselves in a hole pretty quickly. It was a 4-1 run for them, and now it's a 4-1 run, or a 1-4 run for Cloud9, or 4-1 run for Cloud9. That's a lot of numbers that I just mixed up.
It's way too late for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dignitas does have this tactical pause. So we're going to, I don't know, the adjustment's going to be a little bit rough because now, I mean, they showed that they wanted to put some pressure on mid early on, and now, I mean, Cloud9 hitting each of the bomb sites from the extremities, that's gonna make Dignitas think a little bit. So MSL always touted for his in-game leadership and his ability to lead this team in a tactical sense. He's gonna get tested here now.
All right, guys, we're back into things here now, and we'll take a look and see if Dignitas can throw anything back at the Cloud9 offense, which is showing up really strong now at this point. And again, we are seeing some of the members of Cloud9 find their stride. Automatic, not necessarily being the huge carry that he was to a certain sense in that last map, but Stewie currently leading the way for this team, with both Shroud and Automatic, who were obviously consistent fragging forces, also bringing their best to the table. Cloud9 trying to go for that fast top mid-control, but it doesn't work out. Config in his position, back down below there a little bit. On the aggressive push-out, is able to do some great damage, knocking out Automatic, and also from the window position, Shroud is brought down to 17 HP. There's been no response whatsoever from the Cloud9 roster, so with that, they're going to hold great control of the early round here, and there's Magic's Boy shutting out Stewie as he tries to push his way outside of Palace, and nothing if he proceeds forward too. And he also get knocked out in a moment here.
He's the only one really coming up a ramp, and there it is. Gets a nice pick, but he's got to do more. There's two players here. Oh, what a recovery. Oh, can't get the third, though. That's a little bit unfortunate. Nothing makes a huge play. Shroud coming up connector. He's got low HP. One on the other side. He knows that he's spamming through, but not dealing the damage, not finding the kill. Skittle with the ult. He can do nothing as Shroud is taken out from behind, and he misses that shot. Tech9 out. That's a nice little untap on MSL, but the rest of Dignitas swarms, and there's an AWP.
Are back into it immediately after that one now. Money for C9, though, Scootle's thinking like 10K. They should easily have enough to be able to buy back into this one. I don't think they're done just yet, and we'll go over the save, and that question will be answered very quickly, as you can see now by the investments rolling in there. So Cloud9 at least one more buy to put forward here to try and stop Dignitas from retaking control of the lead here. But a quick, close game, and this most certainly favors Cloud9 with it being on Mirage, of course, and with the CT side generally being favored here. If they can keep it as competitive as it is now, and of course bring as strong of a CT side as they did on the last map, then things are certainly going to look their way as we switch sides and go into that second half.
Cloud9 has had a lot of success coming up catwalk, hitting this B bomb site, splitting it. This time it's going to be nothing, a little bit more aggressive, and catches that flashbang with his teeth. Hopefully it's not an HE grenade. Using the Molotov, going to try and do some damage. MSL, as he likes to do, playing behind the smoke. This B bomb site. But it's mid-control for Cloud9, so the goal for them is what can they leverage from this? What can they make happen? They've had some success in the past. This time, though, it seems to be a different animal as Dignitas playing passive isn't giving them anything.
Cloud9 pushing themselves forward up to the cat push now. And we still have Stewie in the position in Palace, too, so I don't think anything's been decided just yet, but they're all out of utility for the most part here now. Stewie and Skadoodle just have the two Molotovs left to work with, clearing out one or two spots on these sites. They have nothing left to really get themselves inside and make sure they find the plan. And after an initial peek from Skadoodle, they're boosted up on top of the rocks. They decide to follow back and go into the A site, but they don't isolate Rubino, so he's able to pick up those two kills, and Magic's Boy on the site hasn't been touched at all. Granted, he only finds one, but still, it's evenly traded. Goes into a 2v2, and there's fast rotates already on the way from Dignitas. Cage and B is trying to make sure there's nobody going for the peek back over there in the window room in jungle, and well, there it is. So MSL is going to grab that kill. That's Skadoodle being knocked down by MSL, and it's just nothing here now in the 1v2, but he plays it aggressively, goes up on top, and that brings Cage and B down very, very low, just to 15 HP, but he now has to fall back down the T ramp and let Dignitas out a little bit here, seeing if he can edge out a bit of an angle advantage as these players, as they cross over to the site, but won't be finding it, gets the peek there, but little does he know, there's one already on the bomb, and it's going to be Cage and B himself that shuts things down and secures the round for Dignitas.
So good by Cage and B playing the bait. I love the decision from Nothing in that 1-on-2. Get aggressive. He had a chance to get that kill, a little bit more luck his way, and he does bring that into a 1-on-1, but either way, deals massive damage to Cage and B to get an advantage, at least in that fight. But Cage did such a good job of just baiting out the shots, peeking with his teammate. Really, really well played for him not to get picked off there. Cloud9 with that plant, they're going to have another buy. It's 3 AKs, 1 Galil, and a Tech9 on Skadoodle. Meanwhile, on the Dignitas side of things, the economy is still not strong, but they're able to bring out a good buy here.
Cloud9 are going to proceed forward a lot more aggressively over here into the apartments area, the back B halls here. At the beginning of the map as they have, and normally it's just been Stewie or one of the others leading the charge, but they've got 3 committed to it, and one of them is going to split up a little bit here. It's going to be Shroud heading over into the underpass, grouping up with the other two that are taking top mid control. And again, Dignitas as well, completely split away from it. They're focusing 100% on the sites. MSL and Rubino playing over towards B and almost entirely on the apartments there too. Rubino peeking back and forth to watch out for an Arches push over on Cat. And then the other 3 back over on the A site too, watching for aggression in there. But Seems like since Cloud9 have not been met with any aggression, they've got an open field to choose either site here. It's about picking the right one and being able to isolate the rotations from either team here, especially with them being as split up as they are.
Looks like they're going back to, you know, what worked for them, a B split onto the site. Cajun finds a kill. That's from A, so there's still 2 defenders here. They've got to make do. Rubino and MSL, they have a nice crossfire setup. This is not going to work. This is a phenomenal defense from Dignitas, starting with Cajun and finishing with MSL. A nice hold, 7-5, that tactical pause. We mentioned it, MSL as the in-game leader. A lot of praise for him, and once again, he's made the necessary adjustments.
MSL is the only player that even really gets injured there, too, down to like 50 HP, but beyond that, it's essentially a flawless round. So good stuff from them to close it out, and that puts Cloud9 onto a hard eco, as it seems here. Some of them are able to afford up to a half buy at the last moment there. It's automatic, mainly along with Shroud, but everybody else just picking up their pistol and buying little tidbits of utility here and there. But it's a very decisive round once again now. They'll all move in to the back B halls. Seems like they are going to try to push this as quickly as possible. Dignitas still only having 2 players here, and one of them flushing back over there to the cat area. So MSL is going to be the first point of contact whenever Cloud9 chooses to initiate here.
MSL has the information, a little bit blind, but at least he's going to get, I mean, he spots that from so far away. The rotations are going to come in. Either way, no armor, no real arsenal, no weaponry to work with. Cloud9's just going to get mowed down until Shroud silences him, but still, really not a whole lot left they can do. They would love to get, even if you could just do economic damage at this point, it's all gravy, but so far it's not looking like it's going to happen. Although Skadoodle does add 1 more, and Cajun almost gets brought down as well, but an 8th for Dignitas as they go on a little bit of a streak here, a 4-round run for them. And now we see the tactical pause from Cloud9. Finally, they do not have a tactical pause.
So, they're finally using one of their tactical pauses here too. Clearly, they were using previously has not been the case anymore. And as we go into the last 2 rounds, you need to make sure that they keep it to the competitive degree as it was back when it was tied around like 5-5 and 1 up. From that point forward, it's been Dignitas just shutting things down. So if they can make this up to 8-7, it's still an absolutely phenomenal half from C9. But if this ends up going like 10-5 or even 9-6, it would be a very, very serious decline from what we were seeing even just a few rounds ago.
Yeah, I mean the tough part for Cloud9 now. This is where all the weaknesses come in, right? Without the experienced leadership, without a coach, is we've always talked about, you know, a little bit of a smaller playbook. What can they actually? They do a lot with that small of a playbook, but the big thing now is, you know, they started out with success towards the B bomb site. Then they've tried a little bit slower, some things towards A, and all of that got shut down. Now they've gone back to B, and that too is now stopped by Dignitas. So they really have to figure something out here. What it's going to work? How are they going to change things? Is it going to be more aggression from Stewie? Is it going to be some kind of a, you know, tell your stars to go make a play? Is it going to try and set Skadoodle up to find a pick? It will be interesting.
Well, we should be getting it unpaused here right about now, as both teams are ready to resume the action. That has turned itself into a little bit of a technical pause there, but it seems like the issue
and everyone holds their breath.
was fixed in under a minute, so I think it's the quickest one yet.
Not too shabby.
Getting better at it.
Plenty of utility on both of these sides, obviously. Dignitas just all the money built up. And Cloud9 for the moment. Stewie alone towards the A bomb site. The bomb is dropped towards T-spawn as well. And Automatic and Skadoodle, that's going to be their job to get mid control. Config is here, but he doesn't challenge anything. As soon as that smoke at top catwalk goes out, he just falls away. 4 smokes on the map already, and that's just to kind of secure positioning for both teams.
We do have Rubino, of course, sitting up on top in the ladder room here, waiting to see if he can catch into that pressure moving in from underpass. It's a bit of a consistent theme with Shroud specifically moving out from there and slowly using that to gain ground, but he's going to be first contact again to try and stop some of that. Won't be present, though, since he's been smoked off, so he just kind of falls back over there towards the ladder room, and we'll wait for Cloud9 to eventually make the hit happen. But beyond this, again, bomb still positioned a little bit outside. There's Rubino, though. Quick strike, as he has to change his position slightly, but it does net him the kill into Automatic, and I think that's going to completely kill the B-side pressure. They're immediately switching this over to an A hit, even sending Skadoodle all the way back over to T-spawn to group up with the T-ramp group here.
Not that we should be surprised, but Rubino in these past few rounds has had great impact. That kill there to open things up, and a couple rounds back, coming through that murder hole and getting a double kill as Cloud9 try to stream up connector. So he's doing a very good job. Cajun's the next one tested, and he wins it. Passes that test with flying colors, but he's got more. There goes Config. It's a 4-on-3. Dignitas trying to keep Cloud9 from entering into this bomb site, and look how passive Cloud9 is being. Dignitas is being just so patient with this, with the man advantage, but Shroud gets one more. There's Rubino. May still alive inside the bomb site. He can only get one. Good trading from Cloud9 as they enter in, and it's nothing again in a 1-on-2, but this time he's shut down quickly by MSL. And Dignitas are looking to end this half strong.
Good stuff from MSL so far in this match as well. It's a little bit, the config, I should say, has been a little bit more quiet than we've seen in some of the previous matches, but MSL has stepped up to account for that in huge regard, especially over on the B bomb site where he has been playing out a little bit. Rotating in there, of course, able to help out with shutting down Cloud9 and being a big key component in ensuring that they keep this lead as strong as it is right now. Cloud9 on the last round, they're by, I mean, they're going to scrape together everything they can, of course, but nothing in Shroud along with Stewie. The only players that can even get rifles, and Stewie is just forcing himself up there. Automatic and Skadoodle, of course, can't even afford the rifles, so downgraded to pistols. This is going to be a little bit rough, and I mean, look at how aggressively, as we have it on the screen now, Magic Boy is up against the wall here on the T-ramp. He's just going to wait for them to go directly in and see what he can shut out. As soon as he sees the utility rolling in there, he's going to play a smoke, and that holds them back for a few seconds. They don't suspect a thing. One kill, can't chain the second one together, however, as nothing's going to be able to trade that back out. Shroud picking up a second as they move into the bomb site. All of a sudden, things not looking so great for Dignitas, but there's Config and Shroud. Instant taps on the Config. Doesn't even know where he found that from. They're moving into the site. Stewie, in the meantime, jumping into the smokes as he's known for. Takes down Cage and B. It's just left to MSL. He's rotated, but he's got such bad positioning to actually do any damage against these players. He's got one stuck back over there in the trip stack, but that means nothing, as there's still two more, one behind the firebox over there, and the third just around the corner from the steps position. He's already been challenged with first, lost half of his HP, and Shroud's going to be able to peek out to finish the job. There you have it. Cloud9 down, but certainly not out, and they will be able to find at least a 6th round there.
Yeah, I mean, even Shroud with that kill through the smoke, even he looked confused about where that came from. So overall, not a bad half for Cloud9, but a phenomenal recovery for Team Dignitas.
And that is going to conclude the first half. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We've got more action here at the ESL Pro League Finals coming up in just a few moments. Okay, looks like we're back, guys. Welcome to the action once again as we go into it. We've already got the bomb on the ground. We're in the pistol round, of course. Team Dignitas has found it, but Cloud9, they barely contested it. Nothing's only down at 51 HP, but now, as they move themselves into it, there's a big stack of C9 players wrapped over here by Ticket. They're trying to remain quiet as long as they can, but they can't do it any longer. They've got to push themselves into the site. Stewie's up to bat first here as he looks for his kill, but they've also got flanked coming in, and what is Dignitas doing? They're not resisting this at all. There's the kills, however. Magic's Boy along with MSL, and Magic's again finding kills, but Shroud tapping away at this one, trying to keep it back alive, looking every which way, trying to hold this off. They've been forced off the bomb, however, and there's no more time, even with that kit in hand. Config's going to be able to hold the line, and Dignitas keep their lead going as they win the pistol here in the second half.
Yeah, we've talked about, I mean, it's when you win 2 pistol rounds, your odds obviously increase astronomically of winning this match. So Cloud9 at a severe disadvantage here. Good start for Dig. And there was just really nothing they could do. Shroud was trying to be as big of a hero as humanly possible. Was hitting some nice shots of those 3 kills, but just too many different angles he has to cover Skadoodle from. Now it's going to be a little bit tough for them. They do invest a little bit into smoke-rated pistols. No utility for this CT side, so hoping that this Deagle, the CZ, something's going to come. A little bit of magic that they had against NIP to win some of those force buys.
And slowly, however, with Dignitas, just waiting to see if Cloud9 are going to try anything cheeky here now with their aggression. Automatic specifically, I think, would be in the best position to do that, but still just stuck over here inside of the ladder room, mainly watching out for pushes from top mid over onto Cat. We won't be seeing that with how spread out Dignitas are playing. They've yet to make a decision as far as where they're going to take this hit towards, and Cloud9 are trying their best to get intel, but it's going to be hard to do that with the minimalist buy they currently have on the second round of the half.
Yeah, but Dignitas, and we saw in the first half, they were very, very good at avoiding damage in these kinds of rounds. So still on the T side especially, you can sit far back, you can take things slow. At the moment, they haven't encountered anyone just yet. They are running a little bit low on utility. They got to be careful. I mean, they only have 2 smokes. They have some flashbangs and a nade, but if they run into some trouble, it could be a painful route for them. So smoke goes up in winter room. There's automatic, completely blind. That's a nice flashbang. It does decent damage. MSL down to 10. Rubino at 50. Shroud of the site. Stewie, nice kill from him. Shroud's got to do a little bit more, though, and they're not exposed to him quite yet. There's Stewie. Needs to hit something miraculous there, but it's not going to happen. It's all down to nothing. Speaking of which, there's nothing he can do. I'm sorry for that. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Well,
Lord forgive me.
Cajun B is just going to wreck him. Do a nice little backflip there to end the round as well, and Team Dignitas will be closing things out as expected. And as we go into the trash round for Cloud9, this is going to be a bit of a daunting task now for Cloud9 to be able to climb back, as Dignitas, realistically speaking, are going to more than likely double the scoreline of Cloud9, assuming they don't have any problems with this round here.
All pistols again. This time, though, at least Cloud9. I mean, last time with the Deagles, with the CZ, they spread out a little bit, and we're trusting that the little bit of extra power in those pistols could pull them into something. But here they're stacking this A bomb site. So 5 players here, 1 flashbang out of nothing, and he's the one farthest away in jungle. So the plan is obviously if they hear some noise coming up Ray ramp, or if they see the smokes or execution, a flashbang right in front of the top of that ramp. And everyone pounces and sees what they can find. Hopefully something comes from it. But at the moment, with how slow and methodical Dignitas is being, it doesn't look like they're going to fall into it. And in fact, they haven't even really scouted for information. They're just kind of, this is like a blind call away from the stack. So a little bit of a coin flip. And at the moment, it turns out in Dignitas' favor.
And everybody here on Dignitas stacking away from that A-bomb site too. Nothing trying to rotate into it, but unfortunately, he's not going to find anything on that B side either, as even Dignitas have just started to group up over here towards mid in the event. Things work their way over to the other site for the CTs here, but not finding it. Nothing getting a little bit curious, though, as far as what exactly is going on back over there on mid. Are they actually moving into CAD, or are they stacking connector? And I think he spotted something to indicate this, so more rotations are going to be on the way here. Trying to hold off any rotations back over from the connector itself, but the Dignitas members are already well on their way up to the site. MSL is going to destroy nothing. Not a whole lot he can do to resist that, and they are methodically clearing things out at this point. There you go. MSL leaping right in there, getting some nice kills. At least Stewie has something to net into this round, but he'll miss the jump, and that will kill any position he get out. And actually, it's a nice angle here against some of the players that are trying to push back out on cap, but still goes down before finding anything else. MSL survives that round with just a single HP, but he does get 3 kills to show for it.
Now for the gun round. Let's see what comes from this. Skadoodle with that AWP. Cajun has his as well on the other side. Good utility as well on the Cloud9 side. You know, despite having smoke-rated pistols throughout that, as Cloud9's been doing recently on the second rounds. I mean, they're getting these Deagles, they're getting some of the pistols and utility, but they're not really buying armor. So they are left with like an extra $700-800 than $700 to $1,000 than most teams who are buying on that second round. So not too shabby for them. Nothing inside of connector. And mid-control for Dignitas, and at the moment, no one wants to challenge it. Skadoodle playing pretty passively over towards jungle, and he's just going to fall right back.
Dignitas still holding that area over here towards top mid now, and are going to slowly start to sneak up again as the time gets lower, but much more passive play to this one, as Cloud9 are going to have much bigger guns to play with, of course, and they're already trying to actively prevent any control from happening back over here towards the window room, and of course with the position in ladder room there too. That's automatic, giving himself a very big role to work with, but also having the support from Shroud. He's not necessarily alone here. Oof. Bit of an unfortunate angle with that Molotov, and it does end up getting wasted. The timing has been off there. So goes to the ground. Spray starts to come out a little bit there from the CT side, as I think they spotted a player in connector, and the bullets almost connect to a big degree. Not the case, though, and now as they push in, automatic, able to handle the first kill. Config trades in a Shroud, though, and now he's still stuck inside of that room. Yeah,
nothing's in a really awkward spot. He's got automatic covering for his boost, but 35 seconds left. There's still some time to play with on the Dignitas side of things. There's nothing swinging out. Good kill from him. Nice timing. Automatic still alive. When's he going to make his move? He's got to be a little bit cautious with it, but just now he's peeking. Sees one of connector, sees another beneath him, and he just gives up the fight. Not enough HP to take it, but Dignitas have to get into the site quickly. 17 seconds left on the clock, and still Dignitas is just getting whittled down, trying to make their way in. And there goes Magisk. Nothing has 4 kills in the round, and it's a huge stand for him.
And with that, that is going to be a big round from Nothing, of course, there. Bringing out the heroics for Cloud9. Able to hold the jungle. Very important, too, considering where Dignitas were trying to send that pressure towards, but it doesn't really end up panning out for them. And off of the heroics of Nothing, it saves Cloud9 from going into the brink there. They are able to buy back into this one, as is Dignitas, though, very importantly. They're going to have to force themselves up a little bit here, as we can see the guns being spread around. Ends up with 1 Galil, but it's not too bad. I think utility is obviously going to be the biggest issue. They got the basics, 4 smokes across the team here, and 2 Molotovs there. Not flashbangs as well, so not necessarily missing a whole lot, but we we'll wait and see if that ends up affecting them later on in the round. It's a much more decisive stack winning in this round compared to the more spread strategy that we've been seeing before this.
Well, this time it's not Skadoodle with the AWP. They make him. They change his position. He's going to be over at the A-bomb site. Last time we saw him pretty passively in window before falling away, and this time they want to try and mix things up, see if Dignitas will get caught off guard. But again, it's a 3-man control of mid from those top boxes. And Magis, guys, we've seen him do. He did this against FaZe as well. Every once in a while, they call a round where they just say, all right, Magis, just go do your thing at B. Just see what you like. Do whatever you feel like. See what kind of play you feel like making with what you're presented with. And this time, he sees nothing. He doesn't really hear anything, doesn't have any information. He doesn't want to take the fight this early in the round, so not too bad. This is a very important round for the Dignitas economy. Very, very low. Same with Cloud9. And Config is in position to be a lurker or cut off rotations, and it's going to be an A hit.
Wrap themselves around. Config looking for this player, but it's a nice bait as nothing's able to push directly back outside with that. Shuts down Config. The attention was drawn perfectly, and now Cloud9 have the edge once again. Skadoodle waiting for that peek. KGB tries to surprise, but he's waiting for it. Picks up that kill. Looking for the second one. It's going to be a little bit harder, however, as he misses the shot. Trying to spot players pushing up Tetris. Won't be catching that either. And Stewie grabbing that kill under Rubino. Whoa, no! MSL tried to go for the plant. Stewie leaped across. He saw it, but he wasn't expecting the re-peek there. Decided to stick the plan, and that is the ultimate mistake. Now Magic's left alone, and Shroud is going to be able to close him out before he gets any more kills.
I'm not going to lie, it doesn't feel like Dignitas in these past couple rounds have really done anything. The strategy they're coming up with is default across the map. They're being very passive, and they're not really pressuring anything until, you know, less than a minute left in the round. And even then, I mean, at times, I think that execution is closer to like 35, 40 seconds left on the clock, and by that point, it just seems like Cloud9 has so many opportunities to be aggressive. When you mentioned nothing with that peek in window, Stewie was there as well. So I mean, that was a double peek. That was great teamwork, and it grabs information. They're able to rotate from there. So Dignitas maybe needing to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, in my opinion, at some points earlier on. And Shroud, I mean, speaking of aggression, Shroud's got some a wild magic in his face, but he wins that fight all by his lonesome.
And nothing is also going to grab the kill back over into mid there, too. Skadoodle's here. It's just a shooting gallery in this one for Cloud9. No struggles at all. Just a couple taps there onto nothing, and Shroud is the only damage is done by Dignitas. But overall, rounding it up pretty quickly there, and now putting Cloud9 within 3 rounds of a tie game here. Also, as far as the money is concerned here, too, building it up quite nicely. Everybody is good for a full rebuy, and some are good for 2 when you look at players like Shroud and Skadoodle are now at like 6 and 7Ks. That's quite a bit of cash they've been able to stockpile off of just, I believe it's only like 3 rounds straight that they won for themselves here, too. Dignitas will put themselves into a dangerous situation if they do not correct that soon. At the very least, start doing some damage here against C9, if not outright winning the rounds.
And this time, giving up that full map default, and now it's all 5 members of Dignitas lining up for an execution at this A-bomb site. Waiting for that smoke to fade, and here comes the execution. Wall of smokes on the top of the stairs over towards Jungle Molotov out. Skadoodle, though, he's at triple. That's a good fight. He burns the other one. MSL falls. Config lucky to get that spray, but Sui even luckier in the response. Out with a second one. Right through, 2 kills. And Sui has shuts him down blindly. That is disgusting. And Dignitas, I mean, it's just Magis Boy at this point, and he's just got to fall away.
Minute on the clock, and obviously nothing that he can do, though, in the 1v4. However, nobody from C9's rotated yet, and I imagine Magis is going to go directly over through mid here to try to get himself onto the site, but he's even expecting a little bit more resistance in this regard. So if he'd gone directly through, he's actually a large chance he might have been able to get to the site and find the plant. But now he's been challenged, and dirty little peek out there from Automatic is going to put a close to things before Magis can get any further with that. Cloud9, these are looking like very decisive rounds. And again, as you mentioned before, Dignitas just not finding any impact at all here.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we see it now, these A executes at times. I mean, the teams have gotten so good at defending against them at the moment. And still, I mean, obviously it's a little bit unlucky on the Dignitas side of things when Stewie gets 2 kills through the smoke. Like, that just doesn't happen frequently. But also, I mean, a good initial hold. On executes like that, it is all about those first kills. So Skadoodle getting the opening too, that really takes a lot of the danger out of that hit, because it's that front line that can get so close up to CT spawn, so close up to jungle quickly, that can really screw things up for the defense. So when that's eliminated, it gets a lot easier for Cloud9.
Now again, the rest of Team Dignitas are going to try to flood in here with these Tech 9s, but it's just being shut down again and again and again. 5 kills straight for C9 and not a single point of damage until after the round concludes. Goes on to anybody from C9, and a most needed pause is now going to come in from Dignitas.
Yeah, I mean, pistol round was won by Dignitas in this half, and they haven't won a single round since. It's been 5 straight for Cloud9. There hasn't even been a plant in those 5 rounds. So phenomenal effort out of Cloud9. I mean, and look at who's showing up. often criticized by myself included. Shroud, 22 and 16 for him. It was automatic in the last map. Shroud this map leading the way. He's had a lot of action go his way over towards the B bomb site. But I mean, even guys like Nothing has had phenomenal rounds. Stewie's had a couple phenomenal impact in the mid rounds on the CT side. Skadoodle as well with that op, wherever he's been positioned at that A bomb site mostly, he's found the opening kill. So it's really good defense all around, all across the map. Dignitas can't find a single weakness.
Dignitas, especially on these ecos, again, just not being able to find anything to punish against C9 whatsoever here. No one really showing up to the table here too, even for Magic's boy. Like, he's not being left with a lot to try and do. As he tends to be one of the players that plays more into the back in a lot of these takes, especially when they're the more direct ones. And unfortunately, if we go back like 2 or 3 rounds where they try to push the A side, everybody just gets killed like within 5 seconds of them initiating the hit. And I mean, what's Magic's boy gonna do? It's not like he can. It's not like he can carry the whole team in that sort of situation. There, he has to fall back. He has to try and change the situation up a little bit there. And there's just nothing he can do in those sorts of spots. And especially with Config being a little bit more absent in this match. Him still sitting a little bit further below at like 13 and 17. It's certainly hurting the Dignitas roster at this point.
So where does Dignitas go from here? 5 AKs. They've done the mid control. It hasn't worked. They've done the A execute, and they've done the B hits. Oh, and that's a good find. Stewie just spamming through and throwing the nade. He's getting a lot of kills through smokes, and that's got to be frustrating if you're a Dignitas player or fan tuning in. Nothing. I think there might be a gap around this smoke. They've got to be very careful as they come through. But it's Magic's to find the entry, and there's Shroud. It's going to be a 4-on-3. It's going to have to be a retake. And Dignitas is trying to find the best positioning to defend against this.
Shroud starts it off with another kill again here as he picks off one of the remaining members from Dignitas, and more importantly, it's Magic's boy that gets knocked out here. They try to wait for it, and Shroud just rounds out in the connector, absolutely destroys Cajun B's entire existence. Rubino has this good flank spot over here in T-Ram, but he's not being quiet about it. And oh, gets that first kill, tries to go for the spray transfer, but he's not going to be able to get it. MSL strikes back, but look at Skadoodle. He's in the smoke, and he's going for the defuse. He's just going to steal it away completely. And although MSL takes down Shroud, it's too late. The round's already been won, and Cloud9 have tied it up at 12 rounds.
All right, well, this is just a game that Shroud is really feeling at. A quick, swift headshot in middle coming up that connector, but then as well on top of that, he makes the smart play while Skadoodle's defusing the bomb, while he's in the smoke. Shroud's getting aggressive. Shroud's occupying MSL's attention that whole time, so MSL can't even attempt to spam into that smoke to stop the defuse. So it's so well done from Shroud in that previous round, and he is doing a phenomenal job. This is the level of Shroud that we want to see on a consistent basis.
And now Dignitas again will be on another gun round here, but they need to try and find something different that works for them. At the very least, they finally were able to get a plan onto the ground that time, but now they actually need to finish the job off here too, as it was very sloppy, especially considering the post-plant situation. Lost like 2 or 3 players on the way into the site, and then there was no follow-up at all. And now Skadoodle, he's just allowed to get these fadeaway shots.
There's that tactic, and it seems like whenever Dignitas is feeling a little bit stuck, they're just saying, all right, Magis, go, you're our star. Go create something. And that time, maybe expecting that flashbang to be a little bit more effective, but the lack of response from Automatic there. Seemed like it, actually, no, it wasn't a lack of response. He actually leg scaged, excuse me. Apologies, Automatic. Nice attempt. But Skadoodle definitely with that opening kill.
He's down to 16 HP, but the shot just rings true a little bit further there for Cajun, and actually Shroud is going to back out from the ladder room there after feeling a little bit safe with his position and config. Dangerous Molotov, but I think he should be good. Already spread once, and unless it goes for it again, he's going to be able to stay in that position there and maintain as the rest of the team slowly starts to push himself back up. Nothing's going to directly contest, and oh, the crouch throws him off there, and Stewie just wraps back out to bring it back into the control of Cloud9, but there's Rubino taking the edge off, shuts down Stewie, evens this out into a 2v2. However, reinforcements are on the way, and the setup could prove dangerous. Look at Shroud just walking right up there, and Cajun's going to get the trade. That allows Skadoodle to pop out from Ticket and shut down the round for C9.
I don't think Cajun was expecting Shroud to just crazily run through the smoke like that and kill the planner, but he misses the shot that would have saved his life. This is getting crazy because Cloud9, I mean, their players, their guys are making all the plays at the moment. Some of these hits seem to be very promising for Dignitas when they're entering the site, but again, Stewie with a phenomenal 2K. I mean, no, I'm sorry again, but Stewie he's had multiple rounds with just 2 kills, whether it's through smoke right there, whether it's just swinging out and just taking the fights. He's just winning them at the moment, and this is slowing Dignitas down so much when they're trying to progress upon the bomb site.
So another tactical pause coming in there from the members of Team Dignitas. It should already be expiring here at any moment since they are rather short now with their duration, and we will get back into the action. But this one is going to happen on what I believe is more than likely going to end up being just a half-buy round for Dignitas, and no, it does not appear as though that's the case. They buy up into this one, and it's going to be rather forced due to that. As we take a look at the buy again, 2 AKs for the team, config, Taking a look at him now, 3750, so we should be able to afford a Galil if they want to go down that route, but they may need the extra utility, in which case he would go for, yep, they have some G-Buy here, which he's going to pick up. One of his other teammates also going for that as well, so we'll see how this works out for them.
Well, they've got to start getting on it, because this is now, what, 7 straight gun rounds for Cloud9.
And the double op setup comes in from Cloud9. Interestingly enough, it's not Stewie picking up the secondary op. It's going to be Automatic this time, wielding it as he goes and plays over here in the B-bomb site. With Skadoodle obviously taking the more traditional route that we see these primary operas go towards. He'll be trying to contest some of that top mid pressure. But Team Dignitas look to want to very quickly set this up for a B hit. The bomb is already with it in the apartments there, and more moving in for cat control. They're trying to smoke this off as quickly as possible, but nothing's watching for it. He spotted both of them. Doesn't look like he's going to get either of these kills. However, Magic's Boy takes the duel, and that's going to give nothing the kill. Convig a little bit of a dip in there, and Connector, he finds it, but then he goes for a long-range duel. That's where Stewie's going to punish. Shroud's able to hold outside of the apartments, takes one of them down. Rubino finds a kill, as does Cajun here. So again, things are not done over, as we do see this being brought into a 2 versus 2. Shroud and Skadoodle are the last two alive, and with some good damage to the Shroud, it's essentially even. That's a big miss on Skadoodle, though. Now they know where both these final players here from C9 are going to be at. But Dignitas, their hand is forced. They have to go into this fight, and well, certainly it's going to work out great for them to start things off here. Rubino finding Shroud. It's just Skadoodle, but he's playing it aggressively. He's moving forward now to try and stop them from getting back bomb control. Trying to take these duels one by one.
Yeah, but Rubino's taking another route. He's going to go back up into these B halls. So Skadoo's got to get aggressive and find it, and there it is. Assertive is Skadoodle with the AWP and a 1-on-2. But now, does he realize what's coming? He sets it in one shot! Rubino saving Dignitas from a disaster! And you can see the sigh of relief on Cajun. That is incredible.
You're not going to expect that jump right there, and it ends up working out absolutely perfectly for Team Dignitas, shutting it down. An incredible shot against. It's going to look like he had full control of that one. He has that one shut out, and he's got the last 1v1 all to himself there, essentially, but makes the mistake, goes for the jump up on top of the apartments, and with that, that's going to end it. Dignitas able to steal that round out of the hands of Cloud9. It ends the streak. Cajun moves in. He almost gets the shot onto, I believe it was Stewie over there. Just misses him on the cross, however. And the rest of Cloud9 are going for heavy mid-presence on this round, just as Dignitas may be going away from it a little bit. It depends on where these three that are shifting away from T-spawn head towards here.
Oh, a little bit more pressure on mid this round from Cloud9. As nothing is pushed all the way towards top mid, but Cajun and MSL, they're going to be so calm and calculated. After that kind of a round, you can't give this one up, and you can see they want to be very cautious in how they take it. Nothing's been playing very, very well, but a little bit more work to do here. Flashbangs come out, nothing wins that. Cajun does pick off Skadoodle. And there's Automatic watching his teammates back. Good teamwork, and they both are able to get away. Don't re-peek into the op, don't give up the advantage you have. And you can see from the Dignitas side of things, they're all split. One in Palace, one in mid, and one in T-spawn at the moment. So advantage for Cloud9. They even have a good read, starting to cheat a third player over towards this A bomb site.
Rubino's got to be a little bit careful too, because he has allowed Stewie to navigate underneath of the platform, and obviously his intentions are going to be revealed in just a second. But at the same time, Automatic backed away. He's no longer able to assist over here in the A bomb site, and obviously nothing is watching out for that connector pressure here too. So Stewie's got a large chance of getting pinches. He doesn't get the support soon, but he takes the initiative. He goes out in the open, is able to find that kill, ducks away. Automatic's now back for support, and just as he has the expiration, the flashbang come out there, he's able to readjust his aim and take down Cajun, who tries to push the steps. Beautiful hold again from Cloud9, and they've got the lead once more.
Shroud and Stewie leading the way for Cloud9. This is huge, and this is the nightmare. I mean, a brilliant clutch in round 26, but now the immediate follow-up from Cloud9. They're looking like they're going to end this quickly. Desperation from Dignitas. They buy out into this round. It's a Tech 9 buyout, but how many times have we seen this successful? Automatic and Shroud surely about to get tested here. Here comes the execution.
And they're going to move in, and once again, very quickly, they've tried this before, then it's been shut down time after time again. Automatic absolutely destroying it. 4 quick kills for him. Shroud chimes in for 1 as well. But Team Dignitas, they've tried that strat so many times, and every single time, it's failed miserably.
I'm telling you, Dignitas, they've just run out. Nothing has worked. I mean, they've only got 1 round, and it was a miraculous shot to do it. It wasn't really tactical. So, I mean, they have no idea how to break this defense of Cloud9. It just appears that there's nowhere for Dignitas to go to really have any kind of crazy. They've only had 1 plant throughout this entire T-half in the gun rounds. The Pisseron had a plant on it, but outside of that, it's only been 1 other, which was defused. So this has been a disaster of an offense for Dignitas, or a miraculous defense for Cloud9, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, now we can see Dignitas are going to go for their last strat here, and it's with all the Eagles picked up. They're not even checking Sandwich at first, though, so Config goes down. Rubino is available for a trade, but up comes Stewie. Peekaboo, 1 kill for him, is able to dive away and keep himself alive. 4v3, and there's Skadoodle chiming in with the op. Shroud burning another one alive, knocks out Magic's Boy. Unless KGB has an absolute miracle, this game is over, and Cloud9 are going to take control. 16-13 will be the final scoreline.
A back and forth affair in the first half, but the second half, all Cloud9. We saw automatic hard carry against NIP earlier today in a win. Now we see Shroud for most of the match, but I think in terms of sheer impact, Stewie, for me, in the middle of some of these executes was phenomenal with multiple double kills, with a couple triple kills, but just getting them in the right moment when they're about to lose control of the round. It was Stewie who showed up. And I also want to point out, I mean, this is a Skadoodle that's been often criticized, has had a lot of bad games, and fairly so. But this kind of game, if he can put just this kind of performance out on a consistent basis, like that's all they need out of Skadoodle. This was a phenomenal game from him, I think, in the context of everything. Hitting some great shots, having some impact kills with that AWP, finding picks, and that's what they need from him.
And with that said, Cloud9 certainly showing up here to the big arena. They will close out their day, I do believe, anyway. We don't know yet, but soon to find out.
Yes, the waiting game begins, doesn't it? Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see what the other match is looking like, but for the moment, if there's no tiebreakers, this would be the end of the night. Cloud9 showing strong, so not sure how all that's going to go.
I think that depended, I'm trying to remember for myself, but I think that depended on if SK lost, and I think they won their game.
I imagine they won. Who are they playing against? Energy?
I saw a tweet from someone at Energy, and they said they lost.
Yeah, so SK beat Energy 16-10, NIP beat FaZe 16-7. I'm so afraid for NIP. If this is two events in a row where they go out in a round-robin group stage, that would be so depressing.
Yeah, but Cloud9, I mean, that's dangerous too. I think, especially as we move into the semifinals and whatnot, we're going to end up having like 3 really big fraggers for them. And to talk...
Oh, I was going to say, you know who would know? It would be our phenomenal experts on the desk who are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to explain all the different circumstances that these wins and losses would mean for each team. Take it away, Alex.
Thanks, gentlemen. Indeed, I will. We've got it all locked in here. Don't panic. Don't worry. Calling us bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Absolutely spot on. We are feeling fresh and ready to go ahead and give you a 45-minute preview of tomorrow. I'm joking.
Fantastic.
I'm Alex Machine Richardson, Yanko Chad. One final game to go ahead and understand, and of course, it is going to be Cloud9. Oh. Excuse me, my lungs are giving out. For now, though, we can clarify that it is all locked in. I just had the admin run over, and we're going to be having a North American derby tomorrow. It is going to be SK first in Group B, and following that one, we're going to be seeing Cloud9 second and NIP third. So no, as the casters were asking, we're inquiring whether or not we were going to be seeing NIP fall in a very similar fashion to in Epicenter. Not this time. The NIP will be making those quarterfinals, and those are how the scores are on the doors. That is actually incorrect. No, they're not.
SK is first.
SK is first. Cloud9 second, and NIP.
Yeah. So NIP playing Envy, Optic playing Cloud9, SK and Mouse in the semifinals. Let's go.
SK in the semi-finals, and I mean the fact that Mouse Sports have made it as well. That's not something you see every day, is it, Chad?
No, they've their group was significantly easier on paper. They had to put in a good performance though to get there, beating Envy. Envy looking hot though, you know. Thanks, man. It's nice and warm in this bad boy. You can get this one on the ESL clothing store. I don't know what it's called, but you can find it.
Raffle.gg.esl.com.
Yeah.
God, they turn the lights on? God, you know, it's like when they play us out the music. Now, this is like the venue's way of telling us we should go. Yeah, you know what?
They could start playing the music now.
It's evident that it has been a long and enjoyable day. One final reminder, you know what it is. It's the Score Esports application. If you wanted to go ahead and understand and kind of absorb everything that did happen, of course, we started around bright and early at 10 o'clock this morning, and we're finishing the next day. So do be sure to go ahead and just get all of that in one place at the Score Esports application on your smartphone.
But if we started yesterday and finished today, and we start today again,
it's not
did
tomorrow.
We actually finish?
We never finished. We just took a short break. One of my favorite words. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. We'll be coming back in about, what, 8-9 hours time with more CS. In fact, it starts with the Brazilian finals, then we move on in to our playoffs. We're going to be seeing, of course, that North American derby, as well as Envious going up against the boys from NIP. That's coming up tomorrow as well. All right, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If any of you did make it all the way through, you are incredible. No matter what they say, you are the real MVPs of today. And we hope to see you tomorrow for more of the same. The playoffs kick off here in Brazil tomorrow, and we will definitely be seeing all of you there.